Royal News Network was on the ground to capture when the Japanese emperor and empress arrived in Belgium to be greeted by Princess Elizabeth. And this begins Japan's official state visit to Belgium. So official duties regarding the state visit will not begin until the 22nd, which is a Tuesday. But we are getting an official greeting, and this is the first time Princess Elizabeth has done this. So when they get prepared for a royal to arrive, obviously there is a lot that goes into that. We have military personnel here. They are there to greet the couple. And here comes the airplane. So we had been waiting for the airplane for quite a bit at this point. And the couple had quite a large aircraft dedicated to them by the Japanese government for this trip. And I also got a little bit of a close-up of the trumpeters there, whom we shall hear later. So it did take a little bit for the plane to get over to us, but this is a time to explain why we are having this stay visit. So this is the first time a reigning Japanese emperor has visited Belgium since 1993. Although Naruhito Emiso, the current reigning emperor and empress, did come to Belgium back in 1999 when then the crown prince and princess, so that's now King Philippe and Queen Matilda for their wedding. So it's rather fitting that their daughter, Princess Elizabeth, is there to greet the couple. Now this visit is set to commemorate the 160 years of diplomatic ties between the countries. And of course, this goes back to around the time of Japanese isolationism. If you remember your history correctly, it took a long time for Japan to open up to the West. And so, in part, these relations began back in, I believe, 1866. And so this is an opportunity to cement these ties and the relationship between these two countries together. And as you can see here, we have a convoy arriving. So this is multiple different pieces. So part of it is Princess Elizabeth's escort, and then the rest are for the Japanese emperor and empress. And so they get quite, of course, since they are high-ranking diplomats, and obviously he's the head of state in the Japan, and we have a very long history with the Japanese emperors. He gets, of course, a very grand welcome by the Belgians. So we'll see here in a second Princess Elizabeth getting out of that BMW there in a white dress, which is quite fitting given how hot it is. It was, guys, very, very hot there on the tarmac. And so this is the first time that Princess Elizabeth is going to be fulfilling a state function like this. So she just graduated with her master's degree in public policy from Harvard University there in the United States. And so as she has graduated, as she continues to grow in her role, this is one of her first sort of big movements for a state visit. In addition to that, she and all of her siblings will be attending the state banquet, which is quite exciting. She has 3 younger siblings, so this was a very big moment for her. Sorry for a bit of the camera movement. And take a listen to the trumpeting arrival of the emperor and empress. So the empress arriving and participating in this trip is a really big deal because of something that they kind of called adjustment disorder. She found life in the royal family incredibly difficult. She rarely ever travels outside the country. Usually if you see Naruhito at various events, he is usually on his own. So it is a big deal for Empress Masako to not only attend but to participate in as many events as she can. She previously was able to seek refuge in the Netherlands after the pressures of the Japanese court became kind of so brutal, because in Japan it is only men who can inherit the throne. And right now beyond Naruhito, he and Masako had 1 daughter and his brother is a crown prince now and his brother's son is the only heir. The entire future of the Japanese monarchy right now, guys, rests on the shoulder of a young 20-some-odd man. So I wish him and especially his future wife the absolute best because it will not be an easy track because if something happens, that's sort of kind of it. So we see them conversing there as they go down the red carpet. And so there is a lineup of dignitaries there to meet the Japanese imperial couple. A mixture of Belgian officials, and it looks like a handful that are, let's say, the Japanese ambassador in Belgium at this moment. So guys, I don't really have much else to add here. So we'll just have some music play and so just enjoy these interactions. I apologize a bit for the camera movement, but it's actually my phone which is on top of my camera. So I am trying to make all of it work together and I succeed sometimes and don't succeed other times. And you can also get a sense of how the journalists move. It was only pool photographers who were able to be there. And so just lots of movement. Everybody needs to get the shot. And then the big group of us reporters were on this little stand thing to watch the arrivals. So go ahead and take a listen and relax to the music here. Heat, heat, music, the music, heat, 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 music, heat, heat, music. So guys, let me know what you think. And thank you so much for watching our coverage here at the beginning of the Japanese and Belgian state visit. much more to come because we have a lot of press access for this particular event. And so I am so very excited to share more with you. So thanks so much for watching. Hey, music.